East Lansing football has a bit of a hidden gem on their team. Not a quarterback, not a running back, or a receiver. It's actually that guy right there. I'm going to try to catch one of his punts. That story coming up this Friday on Focal Point. Don't drop it, Ian, don't drop it. Come on. Michigan State football and their fans felt like they were in their own backyard yesterday. But the W didn't come at the woodshed. It came here, just about 800 miles away, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the Peach Bowl. Evan got his start just from watching videos on YouTube. And now, he's one of the top high school punters in the country. Just a little bit north of the heart of downtown Atlanta, MSU fans aren't on the streets. They're inside the Nook. It's brown brick on the outside, but nothing but green and white on the inside. Hello and welcome to the Spartan Sports Report halftime show. I'm Ian Gilmour. It was close in that first quarter. It was 13-10 at one point, but Michigan State uses a fantastic second quarter to hop out to a 41-18 lead. Now to another team that has been doing pretty well of late on Michigan State's campus, the MSU football team. They were coming off a massive win last weekend against Michigan. They were ranked number 3 in the first college football playoff, but it's never easy to go and get a win at Purdue.
Michigan and Michigan State. Need we say anything else?
I don't think so. Nope. See everyone next week. We can say a little more. We've got full highlights of the basketball game from Saturday and player reactions on the show today.
And we've got highlights from gymnastics and tennis. But first, on Saturday, it was maize and blue versus the green and white.
Maybe one of the best college rivalries in all of sports. Michigan coming in with a 3-game win streak and MSU coming off a 1-point loss to Illinois on the road.
And fans were waiting outside of Breslin as early as 6:30 in the morning. And keep in mind, temps were in the single digits at that time.
Yeah, no thank you. I'll come a little bit later and when it's warm.
Last year, it was just cardboard cutouts in the stands, but this year, a sellout crowd.
And I'm not sure I've ever heard Breslin that loud before, and there was good reason for it as well. It's Miller for Michigan State and Kular for Cleveland State getting the talking to. Nervous moments for Michigan State at the back. Cleveland State free kick in a dangerous spot. It's the outswinger. Nicholas to put it in. It's bouncing around. Hunter Morse again comes up big.
Another opening in the box for Cleveland State, but again, Hunter Morse equal to it. Again, a more conventional save. This time looks like he got it with the leg. Just standing tall at first, not going too early. Great work by Morse there.
Couldn't even tell who it was in that scrum of people who ended up putting it towards goal, but nonetheless, Morse keeping the stalemate alive. First substitution of the night for either side is in. Olu Ogunwale comes in for Louis Salad on the right-hand side for Michigan State.
Seeing a lot of these fouls with either side trying to press in the midfield. Referee not letting too much slide.
Olu down the right-hand side. Farai Mutatu sending it in, and out comes the Ferry. He finishes. Michigan State's 2021 campaign underway. Gianni Ferry, the first goal scorer. He won't get too many easier than that.
Yeah, and we talked about Mutatu and Ferry's ability to connect and how they interchange so often. Right there we see Mutatu going out wide, for Ferry opting to take the space in the middle, and the two of them combining great there.
You can see there, no one within 3-4 yards of him, right on the edge of that 6-yard box. And it was the combination between Ogunwale and Mutatu down that right-hand side, and Mutatu gets his first assist of the season.
Yeah, very quick involvement by Ogunwale coming in. Seemed like every ball was going his way. Combining well with him. Perkins also in the mix, had a chance to get on the end of it, but ultimately for the better that he wasn't able to get a touch with the position Ferry was occupying.
So Gianni Ferry breaks the deadlock. Just over 20 minutes into the first half in DeMartin Stadium. Almost against the run to play, you'd say, too.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a tough one for Cleveland State to swallow. We just saw the amount of chances they had on the other end. 2 clear-cut chances on the edge of the 6-yard box. Couldn't get either of them to fall. Gianni Ferry getting a chance very similar to the one Cleveland State had. And to see it go in after those, we can see how that deflates them or if they're able to recover quickly.
They're coming forward already again. Mihich Barisic to Kowecki. A 1-2. Still finds the feet of Nicholas out wide. Pellegrini, the ball in. Morse comes for it. It's bouncing around. No whistle, and Cleveland State equalizes. Just like that. Giannis Schmidt led the team in goals last year, and he wastes no time getting started this year. It's 1-1.
And on first glance, I like the no call on that play. Definitely like both players got there on the same time, and as we can see the replay here.
It never really seemed like Morse had total control of the ball. The only question is, was the, I don't want to call it a body check, but was the collision between them enough for a foul? And the ref and his assistant look like they're sticking with their answer of no.
Yeah, and I like the no call there, yeah. Morse coming out to punch the ball. Can't favor the goalie too much on those type of plays. It's a 50-50, obviously. Morse being able to use his hands and still not fully able to clear the ball.
See it again here. I mean, I understand why, as a goalie you have to try and call that, but
you'll plead your case, if anything, to save face, but definitely doesn't look like there's enough in there.
It's one of those where, you argue it if it goes against your team, but you're saying nothing if it goes for your team.
And on first reflex, seeing Morse come out like that, you wonder if he's going to get the face and not the ball and potentially put the referee in a decision to give a penalty. So, seeing the collision come out that way, hard to disagree with the ref there. And as soon as I mentioned, if Cleveland State would be deflated at all by that, they're level. Their
answer comes just 1 minute and 3 seconds after Gianni Ferry's goal hit the back of the net. So it's 1-1 in East Lansing, but Michigan State with a free kick in another dangerous area. McDonald again, the CAA reigning defensive player of the year. Tyson Walker right on him.
That's the mark of a good defender, someone who's able to time that crossover or that dribble move. Watch, Tyson's going to drop his hand and drop his leg in there, get it right in there, right at the peak of the crossover, right on the bottom, when the ball is completely out of control of the offensive player's hands. That's when you get your hand in there and poke it away. Really good defenders are able and fast enough to get in there and do it.
On the help defense, too, he got a poke in there. Christie moving fast, going up. The layup is good and one.
Max Christie just being assertive. I don't think when he caught that ball he was thinking score, but he's trained to look at the basket first. And he looked, and I think was almost surprised and said, I got a lane, let's go. Went for it, made a little move, used his body, that strength that we talked about, able to go up and get a grown man basket. So look here, just a little bit of hesitation as he starts that drive, as Ethan Erickson kind of just gave him a little bit too much room in the fast break, and Christie was able to take advantage.
He hasn't been afraid or shied away from contact at all, and in his first game, he's the leading scorer in the second half for Michigan State, up to 11 points. The is zone right now, the loudest they've been since early first half. Davidson trying to end his streak of not scoring. Michigan State 8-0 in the second half so far. Alui drives left, pushes off on Hauser, and the call goes against him.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy one. Joey Hauser's a big dude. He's not going to get pushed over easily, and I don't take Joey Hauser for a flopper either. And when Alui gets that separation between the elbow and his center body, you'll see it here. See, that elbow bumps off. It's not tucked on his body anymore. That's a sign of a push-off.
He, I think, did it once against Hogard in the first half, got away with it. The foul on the offensive end looks to go against Marcus Bingham, and it'll be fair state ball.
Bingham asks why, and the official tells him you slid that hip over. You try to, that's when you realize you set up a little bit too far. You're not quite going to make that screen worth it, and that's how you get in trouble. I promise, if you set a screen in practice or a game and the defender just whiffs by you and it doesn't do anything, you are in for a hurting from the coach, and that's why Bingham kind of sticks that hip out a little bit, tries to get in the way.
Fair State still no score for them in the second half. The dump down to Grazoulis. Nice move.
That's a really good play by Ben Davidson. When I saw Marcus Bingham go up for the block, I thought it was for sure.
Oh, my word! Gabe Brown sent him home. Disgusting. A Louis with an answer. That's his weak hand, Brendan.
Wow.
That was his right hand.
Wow. Gabe Brown, baseline, 3 words you don't want to hear. When he comes from that direction, special things happen.
Marcus Bingham fadeaway? No good. Behind the back cross from McDonald. Now Davidson. Back to McDonald. Drives. Nice dish to Grazoulis. Inside. Not strong enough. Hauser comes away. Gabe Brown. That same sort of move again. I think he was getting deja vu for a second. Hauser tries to go past to Louis, but good defense. Bingham from deep. Ooh. Hauser looked to get the rebound, but McDonald comes away. Now Davidson.
Back iron on that shot from Bingham. That's just inches away from being nothing but the bottom.
Davidson, long range, air ball.
Davidson was never ready for that one. His feet were never set. They're right under his body. You don't get any leverage that way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, put a little reverse on that. Give us some reverse action. Gosh, that was nice.
Gabe Brown, that's a special dude, a special athlete. He's going to have to make plays like that time in and time out, and those plays are pretty easy for that guy to make. I'm sure that's not the first and the only that we'll see this season.
It's interesting, though. I don't think we've seen him throw down a monster like that with his right hand before. Hall getting in on the action.
Yeah, Brown primarily a left-handed acrobat, as we should say, when he gets up there, but tried to work on being more consistent this offseason, he told me. Just, he said he thought he did some things well last year, but wasn't able to do them all consistently and make them happen time and time again, and that's what he's trying to get done this year.
Ryan with a nice move, but the shot was short. Akins, Christie for 3. Got it!
If you didn't see that live, you watch that on replay on video, and you pause it right as Christie touches that ball, I'm telling you, he's going to bury that. In stride, full speed, 1-2, left foot, right foot step. That's an easy make for Max Christie, and he buries it.
He's got such a sweet stroke. Now Ryan comes back and gets one for Ferris the other way. Christie driving in now and getting a foul called as he goes. Up to 14 points now, Max Christie. He's got Michigan State up big. When East Lansing gets to 4th down, they rely on Evan Sunderman. There we go.
I get in and I see the returners like 30 yards deep, and I know I can hit it way farther than that.
He plays wide receiver, but his foot is what's getting attention these days.
I've got 3 Division II offers as well right now.
He's a 5-star punting recruit. 2 weeks ago, he boomed a 65-yarder.
I mean, that was a great feeling.
Evan got his start just from watching videos on YouTube. And now, he's one of the top high school punters in the country.
Basically right now, like if I catch it like this, I'm just going to turn to get the laces up.
It takes a lot of practice, and it takes a special person to cheer him on. Out on the practice field with him today, his mom, Tanya.
I mean, I'm always shagging punts and, snapping to them and stuff.
This is not a new thing for them. Tanya helps out Evan just about any time and anywhere.
It's not bad.
Every place we go, we got to find a field that's open, and he wants to go out and practice.
Even when they were on vacation in the Upper Peninsula last year, Tanya and Evan found a place to practice.
And we found this football field at like the Munising High School or whatever, and the wind, you get the Lake Superior wind and stuff.
It helps Evan.
Like those moments when it's just the two of us and there's not real high stakes, and I feel like I'm kind of helping him a little bit, are probably some of my favorite moments.
But it helps Tanya too.
Good hit.
She lost her dad, Evan's grandpa, last October. Watching Evan play was his favorite thing to do.
He was always clapping the loudest and always yelling the loudest, and so, it's been a little bit emotional feeling like he's been gone. And
Playing Division I is a goal for Evan, and it's still his grandpa's dream.
when he does go to the next level and be able to play, that was something my dad always talked about, like how cool that would be to be able to watch him. So, yeah, but I'm sure he's making Grandpa proud.
Making Grandpa proud.
Oh,
One kick at a time.
right at the 2. There we go.
In East Lansing, I'm Ian Gilmour. Focal Point News.